Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's your boy Abioye Israel Pelumi, and in this video I'll be showing you how you can test your bot on MT5 before using it on a demo or a live account, which means I'll be showing you how to use the MT5 Strategy Tester. To use the MT5 Strategy Tester, the first thing you need to do is that you need to add your market watch to your chart. So if you navigate to view, then to markets, make sure you click on markets, which is this is your market watch window. This is it. Then the next thing is that you want to navigate to your strategy tester. Then you go back to view. Once you go back to view, then click on strategy tester. Once you click on strategy tester, this page will pop up. Let me cancel the toolbox window. This page will pop up. Now on this page, the next thing is for you to click on visualize. Once you click on visualize, it's going to take you to the settings. This is where you are going to set the strategy tester settings. The strategy tester, you can only use it to test trading bots, not an existing strategy that you've not yet automated. It must be a trading bot, which means an expert advisor. So if you want to test an expert advisor, the next thing, you can see that this first option is saying which expert advisor do you want to test. Now if you click on this drop down arrow, so I assume you've already downloaded the bot on your PC. Once you click on it, then go to any folder that you saved the bot. You can search it anywhere under the expert advisor. For example, let's say I want to test this bot now, the Lionsgate EA, for example. Then I will click on the Lionsgate EA. That's the first option, right? Now the second option says symbol, which means which instrument you want to test it with. Is it Euro USD? Is it JBP USD? Is it gold or whatever? So if you click on this drop down arrow, you are going to see different options. So let's say I want to backtest it with Euro USD. If I click on this market major, you can see that there is Euro USD. But for example, let's say I want to test it with GBP USD. You can see that if I click on the drop down arrow and I click on Forex major, you can see that I can't see GBP USD. Why? The reason you can't see GBP USD is because the asset or the instrument, whatever you call it, is not in your market watch. So now you can go back to your market watch and add the asset, the instrument. Let me say GBP USD. Let me add it to my market watch. Once you add it to your market watch, now you have GBP USD, right? Then after that, go back to the symbol again. Once you go back to symbol, then click on Forex major. Then you can see that now you have GBP USD. Why do you have GBP USD? You have GBP USD now because you've added the assets to your market watch. You can see that when GBP USD was not in the market watch, I couldn't find it in my strategy tester. But now that I have it, I can see it in my strategy tester. So you click on it. So after adding the asset that you want to backtest in your symbol, the next thing is for you to choose the time frame that you want to backtest it with. For example, let me say I want to backtest it with 1 minute time frame. I'm going to click on M1. If I want to backtest it with 5 minutes time frame, I'm going to click on M5. If I want to backtest it with 15 minutes time frame, I'm going to click on M15. If I want to backtest it with 1 hour, I'm going to click on H1. Then 4 hours, H4, daily, monthly, weekly, or monthly, whatever you want. For example, let's say I want to backtest it with 30 minutes time frame. I'm going to click 30 minutes time frame. Now the next option that you see here, which is this custom period, you can see that this is your date. This is the place where you are going to set the date. Now you can see that if I click on this drop down arrow, I have different options. I have the entire history, I have last month, I have last year, and I have custom period. Now the meaning of this entire history means you want to backtest it throughout the entire history available on your MetaTrader, right? If you want to backtest it just for last month, we click on last month. You see that if I click on last month, it's changed to for the past 30 days, right? You can see here 2025 601 to 2025 605. Okay, it should be for the entire last month. It means it should start from the first day of the current month. You can see here 2025 601 to today, which is 2025 605. But if you want to backtest it throughout last year, it's going to start from the first day of the year, which is 2025 01 1st of January 2025 to today. Then if you want to backtest it throughout, if you want to backtest it with custom period, which means you can input the period that you want to backtest it. For example, let's say I want to backtest it from 2024 July, that should be 28th of July 2024 till to date. Then this first date is where you want it to start from. Then this second date is where you want it to start from. You must remember that this one is the year, the second one after the point is the month, then the next one is the day. So let's say I want the backtesting to stop at 2025 1/30, which means January 30th of 2025. That is where I want the backtesting to stop. Make sure you set the forwarding to no. Make sure it is set to no. Then this latency, make sure you set it to 0 latency, comma, idea execution. This is very important. Then secondly, make this modeling, it means when you are doing the backtest, do you want the backtest to be done like the candles should be jumping from open price to open price, or you want it to like be backtesting on every tick? I'm going to come back to this, just understand those two terms for now. Then make sure you do not click this box. No matter what you do not click this box. Now you can see this option here is saying deposit, which means how much you want to be in the account that you want to use for the testing. For example, you can change it to $100, you can change it to whatever you want, but let me just say I want $1,000. Then you can choose the currency, which is mostly USD. Then you can choose your leverage here also. Make sure your optimization, I prefer to leave it as disabled, and make sure you click this box must be clicked. So I want you to take a look at these settings again. This is a perfect settings for you if you want to test. Now the next thing is that I will still come back to the modeling, the open price, the or the every tick, blah blah blah. I'll come back to that during the testing. Now you can see that after settings there's something again like inputs. Now the input is where the settings of the bot is. For example, according to this bot requires me to input how many dollars I want to risk per trade. Then the second one is saying what is my risk reward ratio and do I allow trading stop. So this one is not from MT5. This was the settings that was added by the developer of the expert advisor himself. Now once you are done with everything, you are done with the settings, blah blah blah, you can decide to choose the open price. I only use every tick or open price only. For example, let's say I want to use the every tick. Now once you are done with the settings and you are also done with the inputs, then you click on start. Once you click on start, the bot is going to load. Let me pause this, it. Once you click on start, because I already downloaded the data on my PC, that's why it started immediately. But if this is your first time of downloading the data for GBP USD, it's going to take a lot of time to load. Now if I go back to my strategy tester, you can see that if you click on space, it's going to play, and if you click on space again, it's going to pause. So you can just play here, click here if you want to play it, and if you want to pause the strategy tester, click it again. Now let me maximize the screen. You can decide to edit your chart just like a normal chart. If you want to edit your strategy tester chart, the first thing you need to do is to go to charts, then navigate to properties. Once you get to properties, you can decide that you don't want to use the grid. You want to change the color of the background from black to white, then the foreground to black, then the bar up to green, bar down to red, then the bull candle to green, then bear candle to red. So you can just play around, change the settings to whatever you want, and which is pretty good. You see that when I click on OK, it has automatically been updated. Now, according to the modeling that I said earlier, if you go back to the settings, go back to the strategy tester settings, I said on every tick, which means during the back test, it's going to be ticking like normal markets, right? Can you see it is ticking like normal markets? It's not jumping from open price to low price. So this sometimes might take a lot of time. So you can decide to forward it here. If you want to forward it, just do it like this. You see that? If you want to reduce the speed, you can just bring it back here, or just click here, which means forward, or click this back arrow. But let me just forward it. Once I forward it, you can see that it's really moving so fast. And you can see that it is working on every tick in the market, right? As the market is ticking, right? Now, if I want to change the modeling, let me cancel this. If I change the modeling from every tick to open prices, right? If I click on open prices and I click on stats, you see that it is no longer ticking. It is jumping from open price to open price, which means the testing is going to be fast compared to if it is every tick. But the difference between using the every tick or open price is that for the open prices, you might be missing some trades compared to open prices. For the open prices, you might be missing some trades, but for every tick, the bot is going to give you accurate results compared to when you are using the open price. You can see that the market is jumping from open price on one bar to another bar. So that's the major difference between the two. So now let's say I want to forward this. All you just need to do is to forward it, and fastly, very fast, it's going to, be done with whatever you want to test immediately. And secondly, you can monitor the trade also. Let me start this again. Let me start this testing again. If I start it, you can decide to check your trade. If you click on this option, this trade option, you can see here, you can see your current account balance, the current trade you are in, how it is doing, the current open position. You see exactly how it is doing. Can you see? You can monitor everything here. Then you can also check your history here during the testing, the operations, the journal, to see whatever errors you are having in the program and how you can do everything here. Now let me forward this again. If I forward this, can you see that the bot is done? Within that period, the market was bad. You can see that. Now, another advantage of this is that the strategy tester provides you a data analysis of the backtested results. Now, if you go back to your MetaTrader 5 and you go to graph, once you click on graph, you can see that the strategy tester is telling you that this was how the bot performed. Can you see that it was dropping your account balance? These green lines here, this is your equity, and the blue one is showing your balance. So if you want to see it clearly, you can just place an arrow on whatever line to show your equity, your balance, and you can see that the bot performed really poor during that period. Another thing you can do is, if you go to if you click on backtest, you can see a well-detailed data on the result of the bot. You can see here the number of bars during the period where you backtested it, then your initial deposits $1,000, your total net profit, which means you made loss of minus 501.12 cents, right? The $12 rather dollars. Then gross profit, if they calculate all your profits, then they calculate all your losses. This is what it is. Can you see that this is a well-detailed backtest? You can also see balance drop down absolute. You can also see balance drop down maximum. Different data is here. You can also see all these charts. So if you are a data analyst, you can check it, find a way to modify the trading strategy. That's the advantage of using the MT5 strategy tester. Now, it doesn't end there. It is not just only expert advisor that you can use the strategy tester for. You can also use it to backtest any indicator. Now, to use it to backtest indicator, you know that if you want to use it to backtest expert advisor, you need to click on visualize, right? But if you want to backtest it with indicator, instead of clicking visualize, you are going to click in the overview section, you are going to click on indicator. Once you click on indicator, then you come here under this option, right? You choose whatever indicator you want to backtest. Let's say I want to backtest project 6 candle MA. I'm going to click on that. Then you also choose the symbol, and remember, your symbol must also be in your market watch. It must be added to your market watch. Then next, you need to choose the time frame you want to backtest the indicator with, then the period you want to backtest it with. You can also choose on every tick or on open prices only. So I always recommend on every tick if you want an accurate result for your backtest. Once you are done with that, what will you do next? Click on start. Once you click on start, so sometimes once you click on start, it won't take you automatically to your strategy tester. But if you see this particular logo under your window, just click on it. It means the indicator is already backtesting by itself. Can you see? that is already backtesting. So basically, this is how to use the MT5 Strategy Tester, and we'll be using this to test different types of trading bot and indicator on this channel. So guys, if you have any trading strategy that you want to turn into a trading bot, you can reach out to me personally. I take a freelance job. I can build it for you at a price that we are going to negotiate. If you like this video, comment your questions, subscribe for more, and love you guys. Bye.